There are roads you travel to get somewhere, and then there are roads you never should have traveled at all. A lonely stretch of pavement, shrouded in darkness. Headlights flicker, radios crackle, and in the corner of your eye, something moves. A hitchhiker who vanishes before your eyes. A phantom truck that chases you down a deserted highway. A whisper in the wind, calling your name when no one is there. Some roads lead you home, others lead you somewhere you may never return from. Drive if you dare. But remember, not everyone makes it to the other side. Clinton Road, West Milford, New Jersey, a highway to the unknown. Clinton Road in West Milford, New Jersey, has been labeled as one of the most haunted roads in the United States, and for good reason. This long, winding, and desolate road is notorious for its eerie atmosphere, ghostly legends, and sinister history that spans centuries. Stretching for about 10 miles, Clinton Road is surrounded by dense woods, abandoned buildings, and an overwhelming sense of isolation that makes it a prime location for supernatural occurrences. Many who have traveled this road at night report bizarre experiences, including sightings of ghostly figures, mysterious lights, and phantom vehicles that seem to appear out of nowhere. One of the most famous legends of Clinton Road revolves around the so-called Ghost Boy Bridge. According to local lore, if you toss a coin into the water below the bridge at midnight, a ghostly child will throw it back. Some claim to have felt a cold hand touch theirs as they stood near the edge, while others report hearing soft whispers in the wind, almost as if the spirit of the boy is trying to communicate. The origins of this legend remain unclear, but some believe that the ghost boy was a child who tragically drowned in the water below, and now lingers, forever bound to the spot where he met his fate. Beyond the ghostly child, Clinton Road has been home to even more sinister tales. The area surrounding the road is believed to have been a meeting place for the infamous Kuwaiti clan, KKK, and other secret societies, adding to the road's dark reputation. Some explorers have stumbled upon odd structures and remains of ceremonial fires deep within the woods, suggesting that occult practices might have taken place in the area. Others report feeling watched, as if unseen eyes are monitoring their every move, sending chills down their spine. Adding to the eerie nature of Clinton Road is the story of the phantom truck. Many travelers claim that as they drive along the road at night, they suddenly see a pair of blinding headlights in their rearview mirror. This ghostly truck, often described as a black pickup or an old-fashioned vehicle, aggressively tailgates drivers before disappearing into thin air. Some say it's the spirit of a vengeful driver who met a tragic end on Clinton Road, while others believe it's an entity that feeds off fear, haunting those who dare to drive through its domain. Then there's Cross Castle, or rather, what's left of it. The ruins of this once grand mansion have long been associated with dark energy and unexplained activity. Built in the early 1900s by Richard Cross, the castle eventually fell into decay, becoming a hotspot for paranormal investigators and thrill seekers. Those who have ventured into the ruins report seeing shadowy figures lurking in the trees, hearing whispers echoing through the air, and even experiencing strange physical sensations, such as sudden nausea, dizziness, or an overwhelming sense of dread. Some believe that the spirits of former residents or even dark entities tied to rumored rituals haunt the area. The castle ruins have since been demolished, but the energy of what once was remains, leaving its mark on the land. Another disturbing legend linked to Clinton Road is the tale of the Iceman murders. In the 1980s, a cyclist discovered a mysterious bag on the side of the road, only to find it contained human remains. Authorities later identified the victim as one of the many who had fallen prey to Richard Kuklinski, a notorious mafia hitman known as the Iceman. The revelation of such a gruesome crime only added to Clinton Road's already sinister reputation, reinforcing the belief that it is not just ghosts haunting this stretch of highway, but real-world evils as well. Even animals seem to be part of the unsettling energy that surrounds Clinton Road. Numerous reports describe unnatural creatures seen darting across the road or lurking in the woods. Some believe these could be the spirits of animals sacrificed in rituals, while others think they may be cryptid-like beings similar to the Jersey Devil. Travelers have described glowing red eyes peering at them from the darkness, strange noises that sound like inhuman growls, and the feeling that something unseen is stalking them through the trees. Perhaps what makes Clinton Road so terrifying is the sheer number of first-hand accounts. Unlike some urban legends that remain largely unverified, there are countless stories from people who have driven the road and experienced something unexplainable. From sudden temperature drops and cars inexplicably stalling to disembodied voices and shadowy apparitions, the accounts are chillingly consistent. Many visitors report feeling as if they are being watched, while others have seen full-bodied apparitions standing on the roadside, only to vanish in an instant. Despite the countless warnings and eerie stories, thrill-seekers continue to visit Clinton Road in hopes of encountering something supernatural. Some leave disappointed, finding only a dark and silent stretch of pavement surrounded by trees. Others, however, leave forever changed, their experiences so unsettling that they vow never to return. Whether Clinton Road is truly haunted or simply a product of overactive imaginations, one thing is certain. It remains one of the most infamous and mysterious roads in America. Route 66, Elk City, Oklahoma, the ghostly highway of the West. Route 66 is one of the most legendary highways in America, stretching from Chicago to Los Angeles. While many travelers associate it with adventure and nostalgia, there are parts of this historic road that hold something far more unsettling. The stretch near Elk City, Oklahoma, is one of the most haunted sections of Route 66, known for its ghostly hitchhikers, phantom cars, and unexplained lights that appear in the night. Those who have traveled this road alone have spoken of an eerie feeling, a sense of being watched, and chilling encounters that defy logic. One of the most famous legends tied to Route 66 near Elk City is that of the ghostly hitchhiker. Drivers passing through late at night often report seeing a woman standing on the roadside, dressed in old-fashioned clothes. As they approach, she waves for help, and some kind-hearted travelers pull over to offer her a ride. But as soon as she enters the car, something eerie happens. She vanishes into thin air. Some witnesses claim they can still smell perfume lingering in the air after she disappears, while others are left in complete shock, unable to explain what just happened. Who is this mysterious woman? Some believe she was a young bride who was killed in a car accident on her wedding night, forever doomed to wander the road in search of a ride home. Others say she was a traveler who met a tragic fate along this lonely stretch of highway, and her restless spirit continues to relive her final moments, eternally seeking help that never truly arrives. Adding to the haunted reputation of this road are reports of phantom vehicles. Many drivers have reported being pursued by an old-fashioned black sedan that appears out of nowhere. The car speeds toward them aggressively, flashing its lights or tailgating dangerously close. But just when the driver expects an impact, the mysterious vehicle vanishes completely. Some believe this is the ghost of a driver who met a violent end on Route 66, while others think it could be a manifestation of something even darker, an entity feeding off the fear of those who pass through. Unexplained lights also appear along this road. Travelers describe seeing glowing orbs hovering over the highway or darting through the trees. These lights seem to move with intelligence, following vehicles for miles before disappearing without a trace. Some skeptics suggest they could be reflections or distant headlights, but those who have witnessed them firsthand insist that these lights are not of this world. In addition to ghosts and mysterious lights, this section of Route 66 is also home to disembodied voices. Travelers who stop on the side of the road report hearing whispers, laughter, or even full conversations in the wind. Some claim to hear their own name being called, despite being completely alone. The eerie voices seem to come from nowhere, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who dares to listen. Is Route 66 near Elk City haunted? Many believe so. The road carries with it a history of tragedies, accidents, and lost souls, making it the perfect setting for paranormal encounters. Whether it's the ghostly hitchhiker, the phantom car, or the mysterious lights, one thing is certain. Those who travel this stretch of Route 66 may find themselves face to face with the unknown. Archer Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, the Phantom Road of Resurrection. Mary Archer Avenue in Chicago is one of the most haunted roads in America, a stretch of pavement that seems to exist in both the real world and the supernatural realm. Winding through forests, cemeteries, and desolate landscapes, this eerie road is home to ghostly apparitions, phantom hitchhikers, and chilling encounters that defy logic. While there are many ghost stories attached to Archer Avenue, none are more famous than the legend of Resurrection Mary, the most well-known ghostly hitchhiker in the United States. The story of Resurrection Mary dates back to the 1930s, when a young woman named Mary allegedly left a dance hall after an argument with her boyfriend. She was walking along Archer Avenue trying to get home when a car struck her and left her to die on the side of the road. She was later buried in Resurrection Cemetery, her final resting place, but her spirit never truly found peace. For decades, drivers have reported picking up a young woman in a white dress on Archer Avenue. She appears lost and cold, and when offered a ride, she quietly accepts. She gives vague directions, leading the driver toward Resurrection Cemetery. Just as they approach the cemetery gates, she suddenly vanishes into thin air. Some drivers report feeling an icy chill in the car just before she disappears, while others claim to see her figure walking toward the cemetery gates before fading into the night. Mary isn't the only spirit said to haunt Archer Avenue. The entire road is littered with ghostly tales, including phantom monks seen near St. James Sag Church, a historic site with a dark past. These shadowy figures have been spotted walking silently along the road, only to vanish when approached. Some believe they are the spirits of long-dead monks who once inhabited the area, forever bound to the land they once called home. Another eerie encounter reported by travelers involves ghostly carriages. Late at night, some drivers claim to see an old-fashioned black carriage moving along the road, seemingly out of place in modern times. The sound of horse hooves clattering against the pavement can sometimes be heard, yet when people look closer, there is nothing there. This spectral carriage is believed to be a remnant of the past, perhaps from the 1800s when horse-drawn carriages were common on Archer Avenue. The area surrounding Archer Avenue is also known for mysterious lights and unexplained phenomena. Strange glowing orbs have been reported hovering above the road, sometimes moving erratically before vanishing into the woods. Some witnesses have even described seeing shadowy figures standing along the roadside, watching as cars pass by, their faces obscured by darkness. Adding to the eerie energy of Archer Avenue is the number of unexplained accidents that have occurred over the years. Some believe that the restless spirits of those who died in car crashes now haunt the road, seeking closure or warning others of the dangers that lie ahead. Drivers have reported seeing sudden apparitions in the middle of the road, forcing them to swerve or brake suddenly, only to realize there was nothing there. Despite its haunted reputation, Archer Avenue continues to be a well-traveled road, drawing ghost hunters and thrill seekers eager to experience its paranormal activity. Some leave feeling skeptical, while others leave with a story they will never forget. Whether it's Resurrection Mary, the ghostly monks, or the phantom carriage, one thing is certain. Archer Avenue is not just a road. It's a portal to the unknown. Shades of Death Road, Warren County, New Jersey, A road of darkness and tragedy. With a name as ominous as Shades of Death Road, it's no surprise that this eerie stretch of road in Warren County, New Jersey, is considered one of the most haunted in America. Surrounded by thick forests and swampland, this desolate road has a long and disturbing history of murder, mysterious deaths, and paranormal activity. Travelers who drive this road at night often report feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, as if they are being watched by unseen forces lurking in the darkness. The origins of the road's chilling name remain a mystery, but there are several theories. Some believe it comes from the numerous murders that took place along the road in the early 20th century. There are stories of violent encounters between bandits and travelers, resulting in bloodshed and tragic deaths. Others claim that the road was the site of numerous lynchings, with victims' bodies left hanging from trees as a warning to others. Whatever the true story may be, one thing is clear: this road has seen more than its fair share of death. One of the most famous legends surrounding Shades of Death Road is the tale of the ghostly figures that appear along its path. Many drivers have reported seeing shadowy apparitions standing on the side of the road, only to vanish when approached. Some claim to see a woman in white, her face pale and sorrowful, walking alone before fading into the night. Others describe seeing figures in old-fashioned clothing, as if spirits from the past still roam the area. Adding to the unsettling energy of the road is the presence of ghostly mist that appears out of nowhere. Travelers have reported driving through thick, unnatural fog that seems to have a life of its own. Some say that as they pass through, they hear whispers in the wind, eerie voices that send chills down their spine. Others claim that their car radios suddenly malfunction, playing strange static or eerie voices before returning to normal. The road also has a dark connection to the nearby Ghost Lake, a body of water that has long been associated with paranormal activity. On certain nights, the lake is said to glow with an eerie light, and ghostly figures have been spotted standing along its shores. Some believe these are the spirits of those who drowned in the lake, forever trapped in the water. Others think the lake itself is cursed, drawing lost souls to its depths. Another terrifying legend tied to Shades of Death Road is the story of the Lenape spirits. The area was once home to the Lenape Native American tribe, and it is said that their restless spirits still linger. Some believe that the land was sacred, and disturbing it has led to supernatural consequences. Visitors have reported seeing spectral warriors walking through the trees, hearing distant drumming, and even feeling the presence of unseen forces pushing against them. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of Shades of Death Road is the number of mysterious accidents that have occurred there. Some believe that a dark energy lingers over the road, causing drivers to lose control of their vehicles. Others think the ghosts of those who perished in crashes now haunt the road, appearing to unsuspecting travelers in the dead of night. Despite the warnings and chilling encounters, Shades of Death Road continues to attract paranormal enthusiasts and thrill seekers looking for a brush with the unknown. Some drive the road and feel nothing but an eerie silence, while others leave with stories that haunt them for the rest of their lives. Whether it's the ghostly figures, the mysterious fog, or the sinister energy that lingers in the air, one thing is certain: this road is not for the faint of heart. Would you dare to drive down Shades of Death Road at night? Or would you turn back before the darkness consumes you? Route 666, now Route 491, the Devil's Highway of the Southwest. Once known as Route 666, this desolate stretch of highway earned the nickname the Devil's Highway due to its ominous numbering and the sheer number of chilling encounters reported by travelers. Spanning across New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado, this isolated road is infamous for strange disappearances, ghostly apparitions, and supernatural occurrences that have terrified drivers for decades. While the road was officially renamed Route 491 to distance itself from its dark reputation, The terrifying legends remain, and many still refer to it as Route 666. One of the most disturbing stories tied to Route 666 is that of the Skinwalkers, terrifying creatures from Navajo folklore. According to legend, these shape-shifting beings are powerful witches who can transform into animals and mimic human voices to lure victims into danger. Many drivers traveling along Route 666 at night have reported seeing strange humanoid figures running alongside their cars at inhuman speeds. Some describe these creatures as wolf-like beings with glowing eyes, while others claim they have encountered tall, faceless figures standing on the roadside, only to disappear moments later. Those who have encountered these beings report an overwhelming sense of fear and an inexplicable urge to keep driving without stopping. Adding to the supernatural terror of Route 666 is the legend of the phantom semi-truck. Many drivers have claimed that late at night, a massive black 18-wheeler appears in their rearview mirror, speeding aggressively toward them. The truck is said to tailgate drivers at dangerously high speeds, sometimes even ramming their vehicles. Just when a crash seems inevitable, the phantom truck vanishes into thin air. Some believe this spectral truck is a manifestation of the road's dark energy, while others think it's the spirit of a driver who met a violent end on the highway, doomed to relive his tragic fate over and over again. Another terrifying entity, haunting Route 666, is the evil spirit of the road, a dark, shadowy figure that appears suddenly in the middle of the highway. Those who have encountered this ghostly being report feeling an intense sense of dread, and some even claim their cars have malfunctioned as they approached. Engines stall, radios blast eerie static, and electronic devices fail, as if the presence of the spirit disrupts all technology. Some who have dared to stop their cars near the figure claim they felt an unseen force push against them, as if warning them to leave. Aside from supernatural entities, Route 666 is also known for a high number of accidents and disappearances. Many travelers who have driven this road alone at night have gone missing under mysterious circumstances, never to be seen again. Others have been found wandering aimlessly in a daze, unable to recall how they got there or what happened to them. Some believe the road itself is cursed, acting as a gateway to another realm where the lost souls of travelers are trapped forever. Despite the renaming of the highway to Route 491, the dark reputation of Route 666 lingers. Those who travel this lonely road at night do so at their own risk, as many believe the spirits and entities that haunt it are still very much alive. Whether it's the spectral truck, the eerie Skinwalkers, or the dark spirit that lingers in the shadows, one thing is certain: Route 666 remains one of the most terrifying and mysterious roads in America. Would you be brave enough to drive the Devil's Highway at night? Boone County's Dead Man's Curve, Independence, Kentucky, the Black Hearse of Doom. Kentucky has no shortage of haunted roads, but Dead Man's Curve in Boone County is one of the most infamous. Located in Independence, Kentucky, this winding and treacherous stretch of road has been the site of numerous fatal accidents, earning its ominous name. But beyond its dangerous turns and sharp curves, this road is known for something even more terrifying: the ghostly black hearse that chases down unsuspecting travelers. For decades, drivers passing through Dead Man's Curve have reported encountering a phantom black hearse that appears out of nowhere. It is often described as an old-fashioned funeral carriage or a jet-black 1950s hearse, and it always appears in the same way. Travelers claim that as they approach the curve, their headlights suddenly catch a dark vehicle idling on the side of the road. At first it seems abandoned, but as soon as the driver gets close, the hearse's engine roars to life, its headlights blinding, and it begins to chase them down the road at an impossible speed. Some who have been pursued by the ghostly hearse report, feeling an overwhelming sense of fear and panic, as if an unseen force is urging them to flee. No matter how fast they drive, the hearse keeps up, tailgating aggressively, its lights flickering ominously. But just when the driver believes they are about to crash, the hearse suddenly disappears into thin air, leaving no trace behind. The legend of the Black Hearse is deeply rooted in Boone County folklore, and many believe it is connected to a tragic accident that occurred on Dead Man's Curve many years ago. According to local legend, a man was driving recklessly through the curve late at night when he lost control of his vehicle and crashed. Some say he was racing against death itself, while others believe he was fleeing from something sinister. Whatever the truth may be, his spirit is said to remain on the road, forever chasing down those who dare to drive there after dark. Beyond the phantom hearse, other ghostly encounters have been reported on Dead Man's Curve. Some drivers claim to see shadowy figures standing on the roadside, their faces obscured by darkness. Others have described hearing disembodied whispers coming from the woods that line the road, as if unseen spirits are watching them pass by. A few even claim to have seen full-bodied apparitions, ghostly figures dressed in old-fashioned clothing who appear on the road for just a moment before vanishing completely. Adding to the eerie reputation of Dead Man's Curve is the sheer number of unexplained accidents that continue to happen there. Even in modern times, drivers report losing control of their vehicles for no apparent reason, as if some unseen force is pulling them toward disaster. Many believe that the spirits of those who died on the curve still linger, causing more accidents in a never-ending cycle of tragedy. Despite its terrifying legends, thrill seekers continue to visit Dead Man's Curve, hoping to catch a glimpse of the infamous Black Hearse or experience one of its many ghostly phenomena. Some leave the road unscathed, while others leave forever changed, their encounters too chilling to ever forget. Whether it's the haunted hearse, the mysterious figures, or the countless unexplained accidents, one thing is certain: Dead Man's Curve is not a place for the faint of heart. Would you risk driving through Dead Man's Curve at night? Or would you turn back before the hearse comes for you? Route 2A, Haynesville, Maine, the road of ghostly hitchhikers and tragic spirits. Route 2A in Haynesville, Maine, is a lonely stretch of road that has gained a terrifying reputation over the years. Surrounded by dense forests and desolate landscapes, this highway is infamous for eerie encounters, unexplained accidents, and the spirits of those who met tragic ends along its path. Unlike some haunted roads that are shrouded in myth, Route 2A's ghosts seem to be tied to real-life tragedies, making the supernatural encounters even more chilling. One of the most well-known legends of Route 2A involves the ghostly hitchhikers. Many drivers traveling this road at night have reported encountering a young woman standing on the roadside, appearing lost and in need of help. She is often described as pale, with long hair and wearing an old-fashioned dress. As drivers approach, she waves them down and asks for a ride. Some travelers, feeling a sense of unease, have refused to stop, only to see her suddenly appear in their rearview mirror, watching them as they drive away. Those who do stop to help her are in for an even more chilling experience. According to numerous first-hand accounts, the young woman enters the car and gives vague directions. She often remains silent or speaks only in whispers. As the driver approaches a specific section of Route 2A, she suddenly vanishes without a trace, leaving behind an icy chill in the car. Some witnesses claim they hear her voice softly say, "I never made it home." Others have reported that, as they look back at the passenger seat, they find it eerily cold, as if someone, something, had been sitting there just moments before. Who is this mysterious hitchhiker? Many believe she is the ghost of a young woman who was killed in a car accident decades ago while trying to find her way home. Some versions of the legend claim she was a bride on her wedding night, her life tragically cut short before she could reach her husband. Others say she was simply a lost traveler who met a gruesome fate on Route 2A, forever doomed to wander the road, seeking a ride that will never truly take her home. But she isn't the only spirit lingering on this haunted highway. Another well-documented ghostly presence on Route 2A is the little boy who appears near the roadside. Drivers have reported seeing a young child standing alone on the shoulder of the road, often wearing outdated clothing. Some say he appears injured, limping or clutching his arm, as if he had been hurt. When kind-hearted travelers pull over to offer help, the child looks up at them with sorrowful eyes before disappearing into thin air. The legend of the ghostly child is believed to be tied to a tragic accident involving a family that was traveling along Route 2A many years ago. According to local stories, a mother and her young son were involved in a fatal crash on this very road. The mother's body was found, but the child's remains were never recovered. Some believe that his spirit still wanders the highway, searching for help that will never come. Route 2. A is also notorious for its mysterious accidents. Many drivers have reported losing control of their vehicles for no apparent reason, as if some unseen force is interfering with their car. Others claim to see sudden apparitions in the middle of the road, causing them to swerve and crash. Some have even described phantom headlights appearing behind them, only for the mysterious vehicle to disappear moments later. Truck drivers, in particular, seem to have frequent eerie encounters on Route 2A. Many have shared stories of unseen hands tapping on their windows, shadowy figures crossing the road, and the overwhelming feeling that someone, or something, is in the truck with them. Some say they hear faint voices whispering from the back seat or footsteps walking on the roof of their truck while they're parked overnight. Adding to the sinister reputation of Route 2A is a haunting folk song, A Tombstone Every Mile, written by country singer Dick Curlis. The song, which was inspired by the numerous deaths that have occurred on this road, describes the dangers of traveling this treacherous highway, particularly in the harsh winter months when icy conditions make it even more deadly. The chilling lyrics serve as a reminder that Route 2A has been the site of countless tragedies, and perhaps some of the spirits that haunt it are those who perished in these fatal crashes. Despite the road's dark history, many travelers continue to pass through Route 2A, some out of necessity and others out of curiosity. Paranormal investigators and ghost hunters have visited the area in hopes of capturing evidence of its many spectral inhabitants. Some have recorded strange EVP, electronic voice phenomena, while others have captured shadowy figures in photographs taken along the road. Even skeptics have admitted that there is something undeniably eerie about Route 2A, something that makes the hair on the back of their necks stand up as they drive through. Would you be brave enough to drive down Route 2A at night? If you see a lonely hitchhiker or a child standing by the roadside, would you stop to help? Or would you keep driving, knowing that what you're seeing may not be of this world? One thing is for sure. Those who travel Route 2A may not leave with just memories. They may leave with an encounter they will never be able to forget,